Hello everybody, Ben here and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the Graham Farish Class 37. The version I got was 37-1-453A Class 37/0 D6890 BR green small yellow panels. This model has a 6-pin DCC decoder socket. I don't know why it's got that QC pass sticker on it. I'm possibly guessing that's from the TMC because this model has weathering from them, that's why there's that little sticker in the corner as well. There's a manual about product maintenance and care and stuff, and a bit about the Bachman's Collector Club. It's just a standard thing, you get that with most models from Bachman. Then you have the sort of instruction booklet type thing with the sort of fitting of the parts back and the DCC socket and the running in and curves, and you can see all the parts there. And lubrication as well, that's also on there. And then on the other side, there's all the parts that make up the model. The model's got quite a lot of protective stuff around it, and eventually you can see that the TMC have added that paper thing because it says their thing on it, and there it is. With the I believe this is value weathering from the TMC, and that and the model look very good to me. You also get this parts pack of what looks to be some buffer beam details, some possibly shorter looking couplings, and some snowplows. So here's the model in the BR green with small yellow panels and TMC weather. On the roof you've got these two horns at each end, which I think look quite nicely moulded. Then you've got that dot thing and various other dots, and that's I believe an exhaust there. Or I don't know what those, maybe they're exhausts. Not quite sure. You've got those various panel door things which look nicely moulded, and a very nice looking grille. I think I can, unless I'm making it up, there almost looks like there's a fan behind it. But I think that roof all looks very nicely moulded with lots of different bits. On the ends you've got that grille there, as well as various other grilles all along the bodywork, as well as lots of other grilles. I particularly like that one there with the sort of sideways panel line. I don't know what it is, but it looks very nice, and there's also a different size panel at the end. We've got that door and the window. There's a lot of nice moulded details really on the side of this loco. It's quite good that. We've also got the handrails and they look very good, and even the handle on the door, and quite a lot of detail around the cab area as well, which looks quite good. The windows into the engine room look quite small, but they're very good, and you can see there's lots of sort of things cut out of the body, so it's not quite the same thing. You can see whatever that is. I don't actually know what that is, but it looks quite interesting. You can see there's a bit of a seam line around the ends, but I don't know if that's supposed to be there, as in like it's on the actual loco or not. I don't know, but I don't think it detracts from the model much if it's not supposed to be there. You can also see there's quite a lot of step detail and lots of other things there all along the lower sides of the body, and the various other panels as well. Everything on this model to me seems to be done to a very high standard, with very little, I don't think I've seen any glue marks on this one. The ends look quite good with the 3 windows, the nicely separately fitted, well I don't know actually if they're separately fitted, but the very nice fine looking windscreen wipers. You've got the yellow, you've got the ends with the headco box, the lights, the lamp irons, the buffer beams with an interesting looking cutout thing, and the buffers and the coupling as well. And that coupling is in an NEM socket, and you can take that out and put it back in. The bogies look very well detailed. I do say that step thing there looks just, I don't know why, it just looks very odd to me. It just looks a very flat thing, but I presume that's how it's supposed to be. But all the bogies look very nice with the the springs I think look very good in this view. Possibly the weathering helps that, but I still think it looks good, and the actual boxes look good as well. There's a lot of, I think you can also see sort of the rivets on those, and the bogies just seem very nicely moulded things. I think they've got to be a very well detailed part of the model. There's a sort of those cylinder looking things, I don't even know what they are, but they look good, and you can see the brake shoes as well. They look quite close to the wheels. And then you've got the fuel tanks, I presume they're fuel tanks. They've got steps on them as well as those gauges, and I just think they all look quite detailed because they're not just one flat thing. You can see they're a bit sort of cut out from the bottom, and you can see there's also a bit of sort of, they're not just a big box. So I think there's a bit of a sort of bad paintwork on that end of the roof there. I think most of the part of the roof though looks quite good. I haven't seen too bad. I think all of that looks quite good. It's only really that one end which is a bit bad. I think most of it, maybe it looks a bit sort of funny there, but I think most of it's not that bad, not too noticeable. You've got the nice numbers, well as obviously the silver handrails, and I believe that's going to be a builder's plate on top of the number, and you've also got that blue circle and that gold on whatever that circle bit is there. And I think the warning, electrical warning overhead wires look quite good, as well as the BR crest down there as well, with the lion and the wheel and the crown and the British Railways lettering. I think that's a very nice looking thing. I think the green as well also looks quite nice on this one. And also you can see the sort of, I think they're Tinkerman roller bearings, and they've got the red line and then the yellow, and also those gauges in the fuel tank look very nicely painted as well. You can also see there's another electrical warning sign thing on the end, as well as also the yellow warning panels. I think also they look quite good. Though it does possibly look a bit sort of, I don't know how to describe it, but they're not quite sharp in some of the corners if you look on the left side. But the red and the buffer beams look nice as well. I think that looks quite good. Looking inside the cab, you can see the seats are painted black, and there's also a cream sort of interior. The floor looks very high, but it's not that noticeable. The weathering on the roof is quite good. You can see there's quite a lot around the exhaust ports, and there's also a lot sort of on the bogies with brake dust and that sort of stuff. And very, I won't say little, but you know, I quite like the finish. It sort of highlights quite a lot of details. Obviously, it increases the cost of the model, but I think it looks quite good. I think it's worth what you're paying. Obviously, it makes it more realistic. There is that thing on the end, which I don't think was caused by me. I think it was like that when it came out of the box. But I guess if you bothered you that much, you just put some more weathering on it. But it doesn't bother me that. It's quite a small mark, really. And there's maybe that bit there as well. But I think on the whole, it's a nice looking sort of finish, weathering, and it saves you having to do it yourself. I wouldn't do it on this one. I'd be too scared. So that's why I didn't do it. But I think it looks quite good. The body is just one piece that comes off, just a plastic shell, and most of the weight of this loco comes from the actual chassis unit. You can see the light things there, and obviously all the various other things there. You can see that's for the, I think, the head code box there. You can see all the circuit boards and the decoder socket. I believe this model has twin flywheels. Often I think like the Class 50 has some as well. Not Class 50, the Delta Class 55. That has twin flywheels as well. But you never really notice it. I don't know. No, I don't think that's a flywheel there. But I haven't really figured out why these have flywheels, but you can't really tell. Maybe they just help the running, but not. It's not like the Cater locos where you can see it sort of flying along purely via the flywheel. On to the running of this model. Sometimes I've found it a bit unreliable. I think maybe a bit more running in might help. I think they say about half an hour in each direction. I reckon a bit more than that would help. You can see it's a bit jittery here, and most of the locos aren't, so I don't know why that is. It's not bad running, it's occasionally it'll sort of cut out like it has now. I mean, it's not on properly, but it's just something about it doesn't seem quite right. Like occasionally it'll sort of stop, but then it sort of continues moving, as it were. A bit juddery. It's not got like proper connection. Maybe a wheel cleaner or something might help if I did that. I've cleaned the wheels and the track now, and I think it runs a bit better now. Definitely not as juddery as it was before. If your model is like this, then maybe do that, I would say. If you're finding it to be a bit unreliable on track, not totally, it'll stall a lot, but you know, if it doesn't work occasionally. And obviously you can see when it cuts out, because there's no lights going to the head coat boxes. So it's not the best at crawling really, especially low speeds. I don't think any loco's going to really be able to top the Dapple Class 68. That's a very good model, but we'll see. But other low speeds it's quite good, but then the relatively slow speed like this, I think is quite good really. It's not the best, but it's not bad. And it seems to be performing quite well now that I've cleaned the wheels and the track. This is also after running in, I should say. I think at the very high speeds, I wouldn't say it's overly fast, but it definitely could be a bit slower. Thank you for watching this video by me. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below with some video ideas or feedback. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.